What is up, guys, and welcome back to our Boston Bruins franchise mode series. In the last video, we did the draft, and I may or may not have overpaid for one medium elite left winger that will probably play on our third or fourth line next season. And in this video, we are in quite a bit of a cap crunch. We have $10.6 million left in cap space, but we have a number of guys to sign, and most of these guys are pretty important for us right now. A big one here, Pavel Zacha. He wants $7 million for 4 years, and he's not going to get it from us. I do not see any way in hell that I would pay Pavel Zacha $7 million to stick around on this team. What we're going to do is qualify him as an RFA and hope that another team tries to sign him from free agency, and if not, we can just trade him there. But there's no way he's getting $7 million from us, and the cheapest he'll go is 1 year for $5+ million, and that would be half of our cap space. And if you look at the list of guys, if you look at the guys on this list that we need to re-sign, we're not going to spend $5 million on Zacha. So the next big fish that we're looking at, probably our defenseman. Looking at our defensive core as a whole, we got Vlasic, Brodin, and Krug, and then if we don't re-sign Carlo and McAvoy, we'd be hurting pretty bad for those bottom two pairing defensemen. And Krug's probably on his way out when we get to the free agent phase. Probably gonna try to trade him for a little bit of cap room. So Carlo wants a pretty cheap deal. He only wants 2.775, and McAvoy only wants about 2. So we can sign both of those guys for not even half of our cap space, and that would leave us with $5+ million to try to get something done with Zuccarello, maybe. But he wants that entire 5. I think Zuccarello is done here in Boston. So he was basically a rental for us, and that clearly did not work out, as we lost in the first round. I forget exactly what we traded for him, but looking back on it, that trade did not turn out too very much in our favor. It was a good trade. It was just that we did not perform. So, just trying to get a look at the guys that we need to re-sign to actual deals and not little $1 million deals. And O'Gara wants more money than Charlie McAvoy right now. That seems weird to me. That seems weird. So everyone below this is going to be on AHL level deals, so we don't have to worry about them right now. What we do have to worry about, Carlo, Hosang, Connor. I can't remember about Connor. Okay, he wants the two-way. And then O'Gara. So we can sign Carlo, Hosang, and McAvoy, and that would use up our $10 million. Just release Zuccarello, and then try to squeeze the rest of these guys in. Or we could do something like Tinder Hosang maybe, and sign Zuccarello, and see if anybody bites on Hosang, and if not, find some cap space and then re-sign Hosang. But if we do that, that's kind of risky because he's gonna want to. He's going to be asking for more money on the open free agent market than he will be asking for right now. So we could get him for cheapest right now. So I'm going to go ahead and sign Carlo and McAvoy because those are no-brainers. Those are easy signings for us. And I'm going to sign Carlo to 2 years, $3 million. I could tinker. I could go with 3 years and then you know what? I'm going to go with 3 years, 275. 275. That's pretty much what he's asking for. 85% rule, I could crank that down, obviously, but I'm not going to be doing that for realism purposes. And then Charlie McAvoy, I'm gonna sign him 2 years, $2 million. Him being medium elite potential. If you try to lock those guys up for a long term for cheap, they're not going to develop, in my experience. So we're gonna get him that 2 year, $2 million, and after that, hopefully we'll be able to sign him to a much bigger contract. Because that would mean he would have grown Cal Connor we can still get on a two-way deal. Try to get him for 2 years. And then Fleury. Hayden Fleury, he wants a one-way deal for about $1 million. We can do that. That's no biggie, especially for a low elite potential guy. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to see how much more cap space we have. I need to double check our goaltending situation. I believe Hudobin's a UFA, and then we have like Vladar and Rusu as potential backups. McAvoy, Carlo, Fleury, and Connor all accepted. That's good. That's what we needed. So we still have nearly $7 million to work with. And I don't know. Let's see in the system. All expiring. Okay. So there's all to sign Hosang. And then these guys down here. I'm gonna go ahead and sign some of these guys to their to a rookie or two-way deals. JFK wants a one-way deal. We'll see if we can get him on a two-way deal. I doubt we'll be able to, but it's worth the shot. Heinen for 2 more years. Joe Morrow, we'll get him for 1 year on a two-way deal. That's fine. Achari, we'll hold off on that. Linus Arneson, can we get him for 2 years on a two-way? Colby Cave, yeah, 1 year's fine. Urkamps, 1 year. See how he progresses. Got to sign McNabb now, so we're going to sign him to a max entry-level deal. And that is it for expiring players. So Zarnik and Achari I'll have to make decisions on based on how our AHL rosters are going to turn out. I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and check out the effect that's going to have on our cap before we move forward with trying to figure out who else we want to sign. So let's go forward today as I completely fuck up the menus there. Do that quite a bit. So yeah, JFK declined. He said he wants a one-way deal. No way in hell I'm signing a two-way deal, man. You're not sending me down to the AHL. You're right, because you're never going to be in the NHL. You're going to stay in the AHL, bud. So let's go back to all expiring. So we lost about $2 million there in cap space, and we're getting close to the Hosang. We're getting close to not being able to get Hosang back immediately. And O'Gara, I'm just gonna tender O'Gara because he wants $2 fucking million, and he might not even be on the NHL squad this season, so can't really afford that. So Hosang, cheapest we can get him for, pretty much what he's on now, $3 million. 4.25. We definitely want Hosang back. He's a good scoring second line forward. And that buyout penalty is still hurting us. What is that from? Who did I buy out? Or is that still Dennis Seidenberg? Is he still costing us 1.167? I don't know. I wish you could see that. I don't think you can, but I wish you could. Because I would be interested in seeing who we are still buying out. So all expiring. We have 1 million left in cap space, and if we can sign Zuccarello for 1 million, that'd be great. Riley Nash we could get for that 1 million, and yeah. So let's check out our AHL forwards that way, and see what we have here. Is anybody in the main roster? There shouldn't be. Oh shit, there's a bunch of dudes here. So let's go in the system. Yeah. So we could definitely afford to have them, and we're not in a crunch for contract spots, so I'm fine with it. I'll go ahead and sign them to whatever money they're asking for, but we will crank it down to 1 season. I forgot to sign Nikolition. He's obviously getting a max deal. Okay, so how do our forward lines look? We're looking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Are these players listed in the system too? Zaka and Zuccarello. Yeah, so we could use a little bit of help in the forward department. I might look to rely on getting some growth from these younger guys like DeBrusque and JFK, maybe even Heinen, to fill out the bottom of our roster. But as of right now, it's not looking great. So it appears as if I put myself in a bit of a cap situation. Our defense looks fine. One of these three guys will be NHL ready. Maybe even Liljegren if he jumps up pretty well this offseason. So we have Rask as our starter, and then either Rusu or Vladar as our backup is what I envision. We can go ahead and release Cam Ward. So it wasn't Hudobin, it's Cam Ward. Forgot about that trade that I made. To get Cam Ward as our backup. That didn't turn out either, but that's okay. No biggie. And then we could probably look to sign a goaltending prospect to back up the worst of Rusu and Vladar in the AHL. So that's where we stand right now with only $1 million left. I'm up in the air on re-signing Riley Nash. On the one hand, he's a really good fourth line forward, and he's been decent for us throughout his career, putting up 20+ points. And other than that first season where he was -20, he's not been a liability for us. Doesn't show up in the playoffs, but as a fourth liner, what do you really want from him? So yeah, that's where we stand. I'll probably just let Riley Nash go. I'll just let him go, and I will let Zuccarello go. Give us a little bit more flexibility in free agency and trying to make some trades here to free up some cap space. So like I said in the last video, we're looking at Krejci and Lindholm and Krug to trade away to get cap space, and maybe turn that cap space into some free agents that can help us win. So who knows? Yeah, who knows? Fuck, I don't know. Do you know? So the original plan was to like free up cap space so we could re-sign some of these RFAs. We still have, we still need to make some cap space. No, we don't. We don't need to make cap space for anybody. But we could free ourselves up from these pretty bad contracts and then look to make some moves there. So this might actually be a pretty long video. We're already 12 minutes in, and I haven't even gotten past the re-sign phase yet. It was a pretty difficult re-sign phase. There's a lot of different paths that we could have taken, and a lot of different moves that we could have made. But those are the ones that I made. I could have done something like just in tendering offers to Hosang and like McAvoy, and then re-sign Zuccarello, and then traded away guys in the offseason, and then resent contracts back to Hosang and McAvoy. But I decided against that. I don't really have a good reason for that, but I did it anyways. So we have 1.173 million in cap space, and there are quite a bit of big names here. Yeah, I'll have to check out some of my needs. And Zaka is only asking for 6.675, so he wanted more from us than he's asking for in free agency. That is interesting. Hopefully a team sends him an offer. That'd be great. Actually, I'm gonna go, if I remember, I'm gonna go see what his offer would get us in terms of compensation. As Braden Point here is a pretty good RFA, but at 4.3 million, no thank you. Lind here is low top 6 guy, second round pick in the year 1 draft. I might pick him up. Also Frolov, 4th round pick that year. He's already a 77. He'd be a good pickup. Olsen here, 77 at age 22. Holy shit, look at his offensive awareness. Why is his offensive awareness so high as a grinder? Got shit defense, obviously. 2 stars. But 89 offensive awareness. That's crazy. I'm going to limit myself to like 1 or 2 prospect signings in each free agent season. Just due to the fact that you can easily go in here and just sign all the best prospects that fall. Is that Jonathan Toews? Jeremy Toews. You can just go in here and sign all the best prospects that fall to free agency and just build up a super team over time just because you're getting all these extra prospects, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to make this series a little bit harder and a little bit more challenging. Nick Suzuki would not be a bad pickup. It's too bad he's high AHL top 6. I've seen him be medium top 6. Medium NHL top 6, that is. 1.5 star defense, but as a playmaker, pretty good offensively, and a wrist shot power of 98. Dude is firing bombs. Snap bombs. Is there anyone else here? So we're keeping an eye on Suzuki, and let's go to defense. Go to defense and look at the AHL top 6 guys there. Keeping an eye on Suzuki, Lind, and I can't remember who else. But now let's look at goalies. We do need to sign a goaltending prospect, and if they will ever load, oh my god. So Werner here as a low French starter is not a bad look. And Padelberg, medium backup, not terrible. Anyone else? Anyone else? Right here, Jonas Johansson would be a pretty damn good pickup. It's a shame he's an RFA, but I'm going to try to get him anyways. I'm not going to offer a crazy contract. Will not require any picks, so that's good. But him being an 80 overall already is pretty damn good for his age. So Werner, we will try to pick up Adam Werner. We're not going to add any money, just so there's a chance that another team can sign him as well. We could offer them the max, and then all the prospects would come to us. So even the ones that we're limiting ourselves to, like the number of players, the ones that we actually do go after, I don't want to get them for. I don't want to like guarantee that I get them. I want it to be a chance that they go elsewhere. So Olsen here has a 77 age 22, low top 9, that grinder with really good offensive awareness. The only bad thing about him is as a center, he has bad face-offs and has bad defensive category in general. Really good skater though, so he is an intriguing option. As well as, you go to forwards here, as well as Suzuki. If we ever get to him in this fucking list. There he is, Nick Suzuki. So the thing about him is he's only 19 years old. So he has a number of years to grow. And I wonder if he's still CHL eligible. That will be an intriguing thing to find out. But I'm gonna go for Nick Suzuki. We'll offer him 700 grand for 3 years to come to the Boston Bruins, and we will go after the second guy that we had in mind, Frolov. Low top 9, 77 overall, age 20. So we'll go after Frolov as well. Now I want to go take a look at our team and see what sort of holes we need to fill. We need to fill, not feel. I'm not feeling for holes. We are looking to fill holes. And that is inappropriate. That is inappropriate. Ah, yes. Zaka, with that 6.67 million, would get us a first and a third. But if a team cranked it up to 6.7 million, it would get us a first, a second, and a third. I would say that that's pretty good return for Zaka. I don't remember what I traded for him because that was a little bit ago. However, I feel like a first and a third would be a good return for him at this stage. I think I just pressed the wrong button. And I did. So, just back and forth on the menus. Bear with me here. I did press the right button that time. Hooray! So let's go to our forwards. Alright. So, as it stands at this moment, our top line would be one of these three centers with Marchand Pasternak. Our second line would be one of these three centers with Hosang and Lindholm. Our third line would be one of these three centers with something like Connor and Nikolitin. And then our fourth line would be really. It'd be like JFK, DeBrusque, and Heinen maybe. So we could afford to add a little bit of depth, maybe a third line guy. But I'm also looking to trade away Krejci and Lindholm, so we would need a third line center and another Another winger somewhere in there. And then on defense, we're looking like Vlasic, Carlo, maybe. And then like Brodeen, McAvoy, and then Krug, Fleury. I don't know. I'm just shooting from the hip here. I'm just shooting from the hip here, boys. As I still am not 100% sure on the direction of this team right now. So, yeah, we're just going to see what sort of guys we can shoot for in free agency. Who would give us the best contracts, essentially. And, yeah. So, looking at maybe a third line center. Let's go to centers. Maybe a guy like Nick Bonino here. But $4.2 million for a third liner. I mean, I was gonna say that's bad, but we're paying like Krejci $7.25 million to be a third liner. So we might go after Bonino. I don't know. The only problem with these top three guys is the length of their contracts compared to their age. So like, Adam Henrique wants us to sign him until he's 36. No thanks. Brassard wants us to sign him until he's 38. No thanks. Duchesne's not bad at 34, but that $7 million cap hit we cannot really afford. So Bonino, let's look at his stats real quick. Pretty good all-around player. Decent two-way forward. Season stats, wow. Only 20-plus points in the last 2 seasons. He did put up almost 50 in 2017, but that's not the best, you know. That's not the best. Point would probably be a better option. However, he is an RFA, and I don't want to trade, or I don't want to have to give away picks for him. But we might do that. I don't know yet. So third line center isn't looking great. Bonino might be the best option. I'm gonna see if any of these guys can take face-offs real quick. All the way down to Furland. Nope. Zaka can, of course. Why wouldn't he? All right, right wingers. Anyone here can take face-offs all the way down to Zuccarello? No. Hyman, but at best he would be a fourth line center. So yeah, yeah, odd. I don't know what to do. Like, there's no one here that would be giving us a contract that like jumps out at me. Like, oh yeah, we definitely need that guy for that contract. Jesus Christ, Wheeler wants to be paid until he's 39? That's insane. Panarin, only 27. Looking pretty good. His stats are, I was about to say, 4 years, 1.17 million? Sign me up. Holy shit. But that is not the case. Henrique, how much would he want for a short-term contract? Yeah, a lot. A lot. Skinner, again for 2 years at 6.8. I guess that wouldn't be awful, but in doing that we would have to, he could play behind Marchand on the left wing. Lindholm would be on the third line, which we might end up trading him anyways. I'm gonna go see what we get in return for these trades. I don't want to look to like try to make enough cap room to sign a guy and then that guy be filling a need that we just filled with a trade. So, I don't know, man. I do not know. Like, this is this is probably the most difficult offseason that I've ever faced in a franchise mode. Like, I just do not know what to do. I don't know how to go about it either. So yeah, fuck it, man. I just don't know. I just do not know. Does any team in the league want Krejci? The Kings want Krejci. The Habs, fuck that. Not a chance in the world. Not a chance in the world. The Blues, okay. Anyone else? No. So let's see what the Habs have. I'm not going to trade them, but I just want to see what they have in terms of here. So Shattenkirk is their highest trade value guy. I hate Kevin Shattenkirk. I hate the Habs. Oh, dude. I'm still frustrated about that. So they do have guys like Sergachev, Hischier. Shay's more of a prospect, though. We're not looking for prospects. We are looking for NHL guys. So I don't think I get anything done there. Check out the King, see what they got. Pearson? Wow, Pearson has... Pearson's damn good in this game. Huh, alright. Tanner Pearson. Let's see. Check out his stats. Pretty good offensively and not bad defensively. He is listed as a first-line forward, though, so that's a little bit of a downside. 64 points last season. That's damn good. 9 points in 14 playoff games. So Tanner Pearson is an option. Maybe a guy like Toffoli. Check out their contracts, though. Pearson, only $4.5 mil for 2 seasons. So he could play that second line left wing with Hosang and Turris, maybe. And he has the same contract as Elias Lindholm, but we could have him for the next 2 seasons at that contract. That'd be a pretty good option for us. A Jeff Carter? No, Jeff Carter's 34. We don't want that. Thing with Pearson is he's only 26. He's only 26. So if we could trade like Krejci for Pearson, that'd be a really good trade for us, I believe. So Pearson has much more trade value, though, so we'd have to add into that. So that's an option there. Krejci for Pearson, or Krejci plus for Pearson. Let's check out who wants Krug and Lindholm. It looks like a lot of people want Krug and Lindholm. Oh, the Devils. What do the Devils have? Taylor Hall. The Devils have Taylor Hall. 1 year, $6 million. Pretty good all around. Listed as a sniper, though. 64 points, 78 and 69. Averaging 35 goals in the 3 years of the simulation. The only bad thing about him is he's pretty much a much bigger fish than what we're looking for. But I could consider it. We don't really have the trade value to get him, though. Sheahan is a third-line center. I don't really like anything about Sheahan's stats. Really bad offensive awareness, really bad defensive awareness. Listed as a second-line forward. Probably doesn't put up a lot of points. 53, that's not bad, I guess, but... yeah, I just don't like his attributes. I just don't like his attributes. Good face-offs as a center. 5-star physical, 5-star skating. So he's got some intangibles there. And then Paul Mary. Not bad offensively. 50 points each of the last 3 seasons. So those are some good options that the Devils have. We will come back and look at those. Anything? The Senators, see what they have. See what they have. Bobby Ryan. Is this, what's his name? Fuck. Colin White. Oh my god, look at Colin White's offensive stats. Listed as a two-way forward with those kind of offensive stats? Holy shit. He's listed as second line. We don't really need a second line center, but we could throw him on the third line and give him top line power play minutes. Even throw him as a winger. He only has 78 faceoffs, so he could play a top 2 line wing. His contract is nearly 5.5 for the next 3 seasons. So, yeah, shit, that's a really good option. He is a really good option. We will remember that and come back to the Sens. Oh, wait, was that Logan Brown down there? Was he an 86? Whoa. Logan Brown is an 86 overall. Okay, his stats are bad. He has bad attributes. 5-star physical, 5-star skating, 5-star shot, but poor defensive awareness. Offensive awareness is mediocre. Passing's not good. 28 points last season, so never mind on that. Thought it might have been an option, but guess not. So the Senators with Colin White are an option. Looking for teams that we won't have to take back, pretty much. We won't have to take back an even cap hit. We could take back a lesser cap hit, maybe even a guy on a rookie deal. Hannafin, Rasmussen, Stahl, Kane, Arvidsson, Teravainen. Bunch of interesting names that the Hurricanes have. 4.4. Let's just go over here to their contracts. So Arvidsson, nearly 5 million 1 year. Rasmussen, 3 years left on his rookie deal. Another power forward though. I'm not a fan of power forwards. If you just look at their attributes: 5-star physical, 5-star skating, 5-star shooting, low 80s offensive awareness and passing, pretty much low 80s all over the puck skills and senses, and then his defense is in the 70s. So I'm just not sold on that. That'd be a great guy with an overall and age and contract combo. However, I'm not a fan of his attributes. Let's see what the Blue Jackets have. Brandon Saad's an option, but I imagine he has a pretty big contract. 6x2. Anyone here? Not really anyone on the Jackets. Maybe Winberg could be a downgrade for our third line center. He does have a second line role. He's an 85 overall, 4 million for 1 year. I think I said that already. So he's scored up to 70 points in a season on the simulation. He would not be a bad option. If we get him like 1-for-1 in a deal for Lindholm, that would be pretty good. And then he could replace Turris, or he could replace Krejci as a third line center. Can we get a little bit extra back in this deal? Is my question. I sound like a broken record right there. Is my question. So 1-for-1, will it even go through? It will not. We'll have to add in a little bit. We don't have any picks to add in. We do have that goalie prospect. That's a possibility, a remote possibility. Maybe if we can give them O'Gara, because we're not going to have the cap space to re-sign O'Gara. Trade accepted. Okay, so we got rid of Lindholm and Rob O'Gara for Alexander Winberg. So 30 minutes into this video, I made my first trade. Next guy on the chopping block is going to be David Krejci. Unfortunate, he spent his whole career in Boston. It'd be unfortunate to see him go, but we have a logjam at center, especially for our top lines. So actually, let's see what we can get for Krug before, before I go after somebody else. Kings, I believe that's who. Yeah, Tanner Pearson was the guy we wanted to go after. So we just traded away a second line role right winger for a third line role center. So Pearson, that's a lot of trade value, man. My goodness. My goodness. So Pearson for Krejci will not go through. Woefully insufficient, as I expected. We'll see if there's anything else they want. We still have Zacha that we could deal. But at the same time, I want to see if Zacha can get us a first and a third or something like that. And then we can make another trade there. So our cap, we're about up to 3 million. We made a little bit of space for ourselves there. Defensively, I might look to trade away Fleury here. We do have 6 guys that are better trade values than Fleury on our roster. Even beyond that, Grizzly could play in the NHL this season if we needed him to. And if not, Logan could potentially play that bottom 3 role. Looks like they only want NHL ready guys though, which is the bad thing. Do they want any prospects for forwards? No. Okay. Do they want any draft picks? Probably not. So Tanner Pearson's probably aiming too high. Yeah, that's it. He's aiming too high. Who else was it? Krug. We need to get rid of Krug. Okay. Krug down here. Let's find a team that wants Krug and get just an absolute stud in return. Colin White would be a stud for us, but that's not enough trade value. Not enough trade value. What kind of contract does Erik Karlsson have? About 7 million for 6 years. I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted to just try. Imagine Vlasic and Erik Karlsson on a top line. Oh my god. It's probably super unviable. And it would probably leave holes in our offense. Let's see what that would do to our offense, actually. We'd have Bergeron, Marchand, Pasternak as our top line. Turris, Ho-Sang. We wouldn't even fill out a top 6. And then Our bottom 6 would be low 80s. Oh my god. But look at our defense. Look at what our defense would be. Be Vlasic Carlson, Brody and Carlo. McAvoy would be on the third pairing. We could trade somebody. I don't fucking know. Ah, no. I don't need Eric Carlson. I do not need Eric Carlson. Take him out of there. You're fucking out. Alright, so let's see who these Sharks have. They got Brent Burns, but that's the same situation as Eric Carlson. Don't need to shoot that high. They don't really have anybody, man. Sharks are pretty depleted at this point. So looking at a lower cap hit. The Coyotes, do they have anybody good? They still have OEL on their team. No. Same thing as Carlson there. So Strome would be pretty damn good offensively. Listed as a playmaker, but his stats look more like a sniper. Not bad defensive awareness. He looks to be more like a winger, but he's another first line role guy. And that is not what we need. Declare. And this offseason sucks. This offseason sucks. Jeez. Zetterberg. The Sabres have Zetterberg. Huh. Look at the top end of their team. Jesus. Zetterberg's an 84. What's his cap hit and his contract? $6 million for 2 years. We do not want that. What if he doesn't retire? We would be screwed with that contract. And his stats are not Zetterberg-esque anymore, so not taking that risk at all. Excuse me, I had to yawn. That's why there was an awkward silence there. The Blue Jackets. I already looked at the Blue Jackets. So I'm sorry for how boring this video is going to be. I can only imagine what you guys are thinking right now as you're sitting there watching this. Like, this is terrible. You're just going through the teams and looking at their rosters. Like, I don't want to watch this. And I don't blame you if that's what you're thinking right now. I don't blame you. I'm bored with myself right now. As funny as that sounds. Tyson Jost, one or the other. He is Grigorenko has a potential third line guy. Landeskog. You know what, man? You know what? I'm just lost. I want NHL ready guys in return for these guys I'm trying to trade right now. Larkin. What kind of contract's he on? Almost 6 mil for 3. It's just tough to find what we're looking for. It's tough to find a perfect fit. And this would have been very good to do off screen, and then just cut to the trade I make. But you know, I'm already so deep into it that I'm just like, fuck it. I might as well keep going. And if you watch these videos because you're bored and need some time to waste, hopefully I'm doing that for you. The longer I make these videos, the more time you can waste. Especially if you're at work, not doing anything else. I can sing. You guys want me to sing? Let's see. Nothing here. There's just shit, man. There's shit. I just don't know. Man. There's definitely going to be zero simming done in this video at this point. My goodness. I already looked at the Devils. Taylor Hall, you know what? We're just throw him in here. Will that go through? Because fuck it. Nope. Woefully insufficient. I don't care. Let's see who the Preds got. They are playing the Stanley Cup Final right now. Quite the surprise. Quite a surprising season from them. But I'm happy for them, you know? Good for them. Forsberg's getting paid $6 million. Fiala would be a much more realistic guy. But Forsberg. 72, 78, and 66 points the last 3 seasons. Fiala's got 30 and 40. We don't really need a top line guy, but if we got a guy like Forsberg, we could probably throw him on the first line. Move Pasta down to the second, and then I don't know. We could get a guy like Fiala, and then maybe also get a guy like Bjorkstrand here to fill multiple needs on our forward line. So he looks like he would score quite a few goals based on his stats and his based on his attributes, but his stats say otherwise. 52 points, only 16 goals in the season. Let's just see what those trade values look like. I imagine it's quite a bit in our favor, and it is. So we can throw on some picks to this. So if we trade Krejci and Krug for Fiala and Bjorkstrand, let's see what Fiala and Bjorkstrand would look like in our lines before I move forward. So if we do this deal, our lines would look like Bergeron, Marchand, and then Pasternak. Second line would be like Turris, Fiala, and Hosang. Third line would be Winberg, probably Nikolitin, and Bjorkstrand. That would be a pretty damn good line, actually. That seems pretty saucy to me, man. Pretty damn saucy if we can get this to go through. In our defense, we would need just a little bit of progression from somebody to step up and fill out Krug's role. And I'd imagine that we can get that. And we could even try to sign a defenseman to a short-term contract. So looks like that could go through as it stands. Let's see if we can get something else from them. Maybe a defensive prospect like Kuleshov here. We'll just see what else they have before I go through with this. Any prospects down here? High top 6, high AHL top 6 defenseman. Kemp. Probably too big. Is that Vitaly Fedorov? Nope, Vladimir. Damn. If that was Vitaly, I would have picked him up. Hashtag Michael. Oh man, they are shit in the net. Holy crap. They have nothing in terms of goaltending. Let's just throw on a second and that defensive prospect and see what it looks like. 42 minutes in this video, Jesus. Wait. So I made that first trade in like 20 minutes maybe, so I've been looking for the second trade for 20 minutes. Jesus. Rejected. What you're sending our way isn't sufficient at all. Do they want anything else? Or could we just toss away that second round pick? We could throw in a third next season maybe to recoup a second this season. I can try it. I'll try it. Rejected. The value you have on the table is too far off. So take out the third. Take out the second. Okay, that went through. So we traded David Krejci and Torrey Krug and their respective contracts for Kevin Fiala, Oliver Bjorkstrand, and a defensive prospect. So it's unfortunate we have to trade David Krejci, and a lot of people lost morale because of that. But I think our team's going to look a lot better now, and we have almost $7.5 million in cap space, so we can go out and make a free agent signing at this point. See if anyone really lost overall because of morale. I don't think so. So our top 9 is looking pretty damn good. It goes all the way down here to Bjorkstrand. So we're looking at Bergeron, Marchand, Pasternak, and then oh wait, I think I might have done some math wrong somewhere, but that's okay. Oh yeah, no, I didn't. Oh, we still have Zacha to trade, or we could sign Zacha at this point. We'll have to see. So we're looking like Bergeron, Marchand, Pasternak, and then Turris, Fiala, Hosang, and then Winberg, Bjorkstrand, Nikolitin. And then our fourth line would be a mixture of like Connor, DeBrusk, JFK, Heinen, or maybe a free agent signing. And then on defense, we traded away Krug, didn't make any additions, so we got Vlasic, Carlo, Brodin, McAvoy, and then as it stands right now, 2 out of 3 of Grzelcyk, Fleury, and Liljegren. Which depends on progressions as to what we're going to do there. Then in the net, same story there. So yeah, I think we're done for trades for now. If we don't get anyone to bite on Zacha, we will look to either probably trade him away as well. Try to get some picks back, or maybe even somebody else. I don't know. So we're looking I feel like our top 9 is pretty set in stone and is looking pretty good. The only question mark is if Nikolitin doesn't grow any. And if he's still at 80 overall, he's still a semi question mark on the third line, but I'm willing to give it a shot, and then we could probably make trades in the middle of the season. So for our fourth line, the first thing I'm going to look for is a center. Let's go to centers, and let's go to defensive category. And let's see what we have here. Anyone that can play fourth line, maybe Kruger. Listed as a depth forward. All these guys listed as fourth line forwards. Might just go and get Riley Nash back. Ah, shit, our cap space is actually just over $6 million. The buyout penalty did not was not a factor in the last screen, so that's unfortunate. But Riley Nash is not bad, and we've had him on the team before, so we know what he's like. Let's just go sort by face-offs really quickly. Really quickly. There it is. There's face-offs. Alright. Holy shit. Some of these guys have insane face-offs. Furland, what's his face-offs? Wait, I did not sort by face-offs, did I? I sorted by body checking. Holy shit. Alright, so now we're sorting by face-offs. There we go. There we go. Gregory Campbell, bring him back to Boston for another season. He's a goddamn hero. Fucking legend, that guy. Boyle. Brian Boyle. No, not the best offensive awareness. Maybe Kruger. No. None of these guys are good, man. None of these guys are good. Except for Enrique, obviously, but no. No. Where's that money coming from? My fucking ass? I don't think so, buddy. Don't think so. I just do not know who to sign, man. Do not know who to sign. Yeah, fuck. Alright, screw this shit. We're gonna sort by defensive awareness and just pick the best guy on that list. Like, the bad thing about the fourth line tag in this game... Did I pass it? No. Okay. The fourth line tag in this game is that to get it, players have to be like an 80 overall grinder or an 80 overall two-way forward. If they're lower than 80, they're gonna be listed as minors league scoring, and if they're higher than 80, they're gonna be listed as a third line guy or a depth forward. I don't know why, but it just seems to be how the game works. Widerstrom, 86 defensive awareness is pretty good, but he is a power forward, so not a fan of that. Nick Lappin, nothing close to being able to take any face-offs, but pretty good awareness stats there. 4-star skating is not the best. He does have a minor tag instead of a fourth tag. Dave Boland, 83 defensive awareness. So none of these guys really excite me at all, man. At all. Like, nothing close to exciting me. Landon Ferraro, hashtag Ray Ferraro's son. Teddy Purcell's not bad, I guess, as a right winger. No. I'm just gonna let the young guys fill out those roles at this point. Hope that wasn't too loud, whatever the fuck it was. And then defensemen. Could we sign any defensemen right now? Sort by overall. Not that way. Fucking game. Man, the thing about defensemen in free agency is they ask for so much money. They ask for so much money. Like, we could look for maybe like Franzen or Ben, but they're gonna ask for like $4 million for 1 year, and I'm not interested in giving them $4 million for 1 year. Backup goaltending. Is there anything here that we could work with? Oh, the goalie screens, man. I don't understand why they take so long to load in this game. Oh my god. Did my game freeze? Oh my god, I hope my game... I thought my game froze. I was gonna be pissed. Well, I was gonna be pissed, but at the same time, I could go back and re-record this video and make it like a third of the length. So the thing about the guys here is Jonathan Bernier is an interesting option as an 84 overall. He would definitely be a backup for us, and less than 2 million cap hit. I'm willing to give it a shot. If we're trying to be contenders, we need a good backup goalie. Give Rask a little bit of rest throughout the season, and hopefully try to come in there and win games. That was a big problem the Bruins had this real NHL season, was very inconsistent backup goaltending throughout the first 3 quarters of the season. It was pretty much a running joke that if Tuukka Rask was not in the net, it was going to be a guaranteed loss, and that led to the Bruins starting Tuukka Rask in more games than he should have been started in, and that led to nagging injuries for him throughout the season, which led to him being injured in the postseason, which led to him having poor play in the postseason, relative poor play. He's still pretty damn good, but that led to us losing. So we don't want that to happen. The goal is to not lose ever. We want to win every single game, because that's possible. Could we bring Zuccarello back? I don't think so. I do not think so. You know what? We're gonna take our $4 million after these signings, and we're just gonna run with it for this season. So I feel like we're in a much better spot than we were heading into free agency, and that we cleared up a little bit of cap space, cleared out some of our older guys with bad contracts, or even not so old guys with bad contracts, and we brought in okay. So we lost a couple of our prospects that we were going for, but we got our backup goaltender, and we got our goaltending prospect, which we no longer need, since we both Rusu and Vladar can play in the AHL this season. But that's okay. It's whatever, man. And with $5 million left, we could easily sign Zuccarello back. We could easily sign a guy like Ferland. Maybe Hartnell. Can we put him on the? Can we put Hartnell on the fourth line? We might be able to. I'd prefer if he was a right winger though. Hyman we could get for really cheap and put him on our fourth line right wing. I might just do that. Chris Stewart. Oh man, there's like dust in my throat. That is the worst. Like I'm trying to keep from coughing. Let's see. I just need to make a decision. Like, Nikolitin is really good offensively, and he definitely has third line offensive stats, but I don't want to put him on the third line and him be a liability defensively and lead to a bunch of minuses for our players. So, fuck it. Just fuck it. Fuck it. I don't know what to do. Man. This has been the most challenging. We're just going to sign Ferland and put him on the fourth line. He's going to be the most overpaid fourth liner in the league. But I don't want to sign him for 2 years. We'll just sign Hyman. We'll just sign Hyman for our fourth line. We can get him for real cheap. 2 overall points less than Ferland, but he has a more appropriate role, and he's making more than $2 million less. So with that said, we will... oh, I'm going to check the prospects one more time. See if there's anybody left that's not bad that we could afford to pick up. And then we might still have to make a move with Zacha. My goodness, man. My goodness. So Cole Lind is still there. We'll pick him up, because why not? Cole Lind. Anyone else mildly intriguing? Olsen is still there. That's about it. Wickman is not terrible, but not what we're looking for. We don't need too many guys, just a couple. If they fit what we're looking for. And if they don't, no biggie. No biggie. So, nothing great there. Alright, we'll send in a minimum deal for Olsen and then call it an off-season. Barring some good news on the Zacha front. Where the hell was Olsen at? There he is. I was like 2 away from him. Olsen, send you a contract, buddy. Alright, I'm going to click sim to next season now. I've waited way too long to do this. Sim to next season. And Coland signed with us. And so did Hyman. And what about Olsen? Olsen as well. Okay. So you're headed to the next season. I'm going to end after we make a Zaka deal and after we look at some of our player progressions. Hopefully we get... Okay. Oh, whoa! So Zaka back to the Devils. 7.4 mil for 3 seasons. We're going to get the Devils first, second, and third round picks. And I'm definitely going to take this compensation, but I'm going to show you guys the trade value that we're getting from this. So this is very exciting. This is very exciting. And we can use these draft picks this season, not to make the picks, but to trade for NHL ready guys at the deadline. Or before the deadline if we need to. So, gonna hear Zaka. Oh man, this is huge. This is huge. So this is what I like to do with RFAs that are asking for a shit ton of money. If you don't want to re-sign them, don't trade them unless you know that they're not going to be picked up on the free agent market, on the RFA market. Because look at this trade value difference. It's about double. And if we sent this trade to anybody, it would just look so stupid. I picked the wrong third round pick, but that's okay. The Devils third. A little bit less than the Ducks third, but that's fine. They are listed as a hopeful, and Zaka's definitely going to help them. But this is really good for us here. If you just look at these trade values, man, they're insane. All right, so Zaka is back to the Devils. Back to the Devils. He would not have fit within our roster, and he would have cost us way too much money. So I have no problem with shipping him off. We're going to take that compensation for sure. Alright, so now we're just hoping for the Devils to be really bad and win the draft lottery. But we're probably going to trade these picks anyways. But who knows, we might keep them. But now we have replenished our draft pick pool for this season. We came into this offseason with a first and then a 4th through 7th. But now we have 2 firsts and a 2nd through 7. And if everything goes well, the Devils picks will be better than ours because we will have won the cup. So our picks will be like 30, 60, 90. And hopefully theirs are substantially lower than that. Oh man, this video is approaching 1 hour long. This is going to be a long video, but I didn't know it was going to be this long. And if you're still here, thank you. I definitely appreciate your support. I definitely appreciate you checking out my videos. I make these videos for 2 reasons. Not only are they fun for me, and they help me learn to like talk for such a long period of time, but it's also kind of cool to know that people are out there watching these videos and spending their time listening to me blabber on about hockey and about NHL 17 menu simulator, and hear me complain and fuck up my words and slur stuff together and be inaudible and listen to me drink water and listen to me squeaky chair like that right there, squeaky chair. And I hit the mic sometimes, but you guys are still here and you guys are still fuck whatever. You guys are still watching these videos for some goddamn reason. I wouldn't even watch these videos. What's wrong with you guys? So, looking at our player progressions here in the new season, we have Bergeron, Turris, Marchand, Fiala's an 86, Hosang's 86, DeBrusque's up to an 82, JFK's up to an 80. In the system, Nico Leashin 82. Looking at his stats, 86 offense awareness, 88 passing, 4.5 star shot, 5-star skating, 4.5 star puck skills and senses. Only a 2.5 star defense. But we're going to have to work around that somehow. He will definitely be on the NHL roster this season, I can tell you that much. No one else on this list will be playing in the NHL. Heinz still only a 77, so that first season when I traded for him, I had bigger hopes than this, but he's still only 22. And if you look at his offensive stats, they're insane. He needs a little bit of help defensively and get his skating up a little bit. Then he could potentially sneak into a third-line role down the road. We'll be sending down Bleed, Achari, and Heinen for sure. What are their roles? Bleed wants to be a fourth liner. No fucking way, bud. No fucking way. We still have one guy to send down. Is Nikolation eligible for the CHL? No, he's not. Okay. Okay, so probably JFK. Yeah, he's not outstanding in any category. So he can't really carve out a niche in our NHL roster. So we'll send him back down, get another year of AHL seasoning and top line minutes. Hopefully that will help him out some. So now, for the big reveal, our defense. So DeBrusk, actually, before I get to that, DeBrusk lists as the third scoring line forward. He's in pretty much the same boat as Nikolation in that he has that 2.5-star defense, but DeBrusk has better skating. 95 speed's insane. And slightly worse offensive awareness and passing, but he has a little bit better of a shot and a little bit better hand-eye and puck control. And so yeah, those guys are pretty similar right now, but Nikolation, obviously with the medium elite potential, should be growing for us. Defense, here we go, boys. So no growth there. That was anticlimactic. No growth anywhere really. Liljegren up to a 78. So we'll be seeing Grzelcyk and Fleury as our fourth line, or fucking third line. Grzelcyk has pretty damn good offensive stats, and Fleury is more of a stay-at-home guy. So they should be a pretty good pairing there. Goaltending, we got Rask 90, Bernier 83, Vladar, Werner, and Rusu in the high 70s. We might look to trade one of those guys at the beginning of the season. So that will be it for this video. As always, if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I'm sorry that it was so long, but I feel like we made some pretty good trades and pretty good moves. I feel like we are in a much better spot to contend and a much better spot for our future right now than we were at the beginning of the season. And we went from a contender tag to a champion tag. But we were a champion tag last offseason, so that doesn't mean a whole lot. But if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Share with your friends if they want to. If you know somebody that likes to listen to somebody blabber on for an hour while looking at menus in a video game, direct them to this video. And I will see you guys next time.